Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years
Hey.
Alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum salam.
We are live.
Yes, we
so
are.
live, living in live, living a vida loca. I want to first start off.
No, not loca. No, not vive la vida loca. No. Viviendo la vida inteligente.
Oh,
Yeah, loco means loco.
right.
Loco.
Well, hey,
Crazy
look,
as hell.
the
Hey, but
minister
it's
has
now.
sometimes said we can be a little local, right?
Yep. We try to come out of that, fam.
I want to first start off in the most holy name of Allah, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all in the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the 7th Region Coalition, where we help save lives. With the 7th Region Coalition, we have a beautiful program called Thursday Night Talk, where we discuss everything.
Everything. You gotta say it like that. Everything.
And I don't want to belabor the point because this program is, first of all, I always say, I know they be like, you always say that. This program is actually near and dear to my heart, for real, y'all. I know y'all be like, she say that every Thursday. For real. This one is good because guess what? These are my people for real. These are like my people, like
that's like home team, like backyard team.
Right. So I'm so ready.
Your city.
My city. Yes. Duval. You got to do it like that. Oh. So
I ain't doing that.
I don't want to belabor the point. I want to introduce to you my co-host. Look, my spiritual advisor, sometimes my, business advisor, my, look, everything advisor sometimes, even look, my speech advisor. I want to introduce you to my beautiful co-host, Sister Felicia Muhammad.
Walaikum salam. Thank you. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. And listen, my right, my left, without him, I don't know how I can do this. And that's
It's true. It's really true.
It's really true. It is really true. My listen, my brother from another mother, Tony Muhammad.
All praise be
Assalamualaikum.
to Allah. Wa alaikum salam, Sister Kalila.
Well, I am going to turn the floor over to you, Brother Tony.
Praise be to Allah. We want to make sure that, well, let's begin properly, first and foremost. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom holy praises are forever due, the Lord of the worlds, who came in the person of Master Father Muhammad, the Supreme Being to whom holy praises are forever due. I am forever thankful to Almighty God Allah for showing his divine favor among Black people here in North America and the Aboriginal peoples of the earth. I thank Allah for raising from among us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, and now Mahdi, the eternal leader of the nation of Islam. And I thank them both for not leaving us alone and preparing one that would continue feeding the multitudes of our people the very knowledge that they need to survive in this hour. I thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah of Allah's Christ in our midst. In their divine names, I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. Buenos dias, sakpase, abaragani. Whatever greeting you greet one another with, we're greeting you with that greeting here today. But the greatest greeting that we could ever greet one another with is one of peace, and that's why we say assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. Beloved family, welcome to Thursday Night Talks, which is headed up by the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives. We were assembled by our student regional ministers to administer Patrick Muhammad soon after the criterion message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan back in July of 2020. And really it was July 4th, 2020, which is extremely significant. And so our people to safety in these treacherous times, to be a beacon of light, to be a lighthouse to our people, where so much misinformation was given about an experimental vaccine. Well, here we are in 2024, we're still guiding our people to safety through the 9 ministries of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that he introduced back in 2005 in the midst of the Millions More movement. And so what we want you to do, dear family, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share, make sure you follow us on social media. We have Facebook, and we also have.
Let's go.
Sister Felicia. We also have YouTube. We also have where are we also Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
We're also on Twitch. Yeah, where people be twitching. But anyway, 7th Region Coalition. They're on again. Yes, we are on again. So we look forward to having a beautiful program here tonight, as it was expressed, beloved family, with our family in Jacksonville. And tonight, the focus is the Ministry of Information, as we look to inform you about a very special and wonderful process called being single in preparation to becoming married.
And righteous.
And righteous.
And righteous. That part is a very critical part, because if we're not striving to be righteous, we're not going to make it in this hour.
You will be ratchet.
Oh my Lord! Don't get me started. Let me introduce this ministry, Sister Kalila. And so, the Ministry of Information is the central agency which provides services that include the development of all sources for informing the public of the policies, plans, and strategies necessary for the free flow and accessibility of information, essential to an informed and empowered citizenry. That's what we're striving to become. This includes collection, research, and dissemination of current events, history, analysis, the publication of books, pamphlets, magazines, and use of the internet and social media. It is also responsible for the development of information systems and networks to secure internal and external communications, media program development and management, and establish an office of media affairs and press. We will be introducing our guests. And so, Sister Felicia, I turn it over to you.
All right, all right, all right. Yes, yes, let's do this. So I'm correcting my invite marriage. Okay, here we go. All right. So, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I want to introduce our esteemed guests from Duval. Okay.
That was actually one of the early governors of Florida. Don't get me
Yes,
started
we got
about
it,
that
we got it,
history.
Nicola.
Go ahead. Sister.
All right, so we have Sister Angela. She's been a registered member of the Nation of Islam for 24 years. She is the mother of 5 divinely beautiful children, of which 3 are homeschooled. She is the owner of Surgicare LLC and the owner operator of Unity Bakery. She also works full-time as a medical assistant / personal assistant and medical scribe for 2 highly busy neurosurgeons at a local hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. In addition to this, she also works as a CNA at an assisted living facility in Jacksonville, Florida, caring for elderly residents with aspirations of becoming a nurse. She is a Reiki 2 practitioner as well as a Gold Seal Dynetics auditor. Sister Angela, along with her staff, have successfully put on 2 single socials in Jacksonville and are in the process of promoting and organizing a 3rd event by high demand, by request. The spirit behind the single social originated in the idea of creating an event whereby there is the potential to build more courtships with the ultimate goal of marriage. This being done in an effort to help build and secure our nation through strong, successful marriages. Let's bring up Sister Angela. Woo-hoo.
There is Sister Angela, no stranger to the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives.
Assalamualaikum, family.
Walaikum
salam.
Sister Angela, before we get started, like in the bio, it specified that you can't be great without your great staff.
Come
so
on.
I want you to introduce your staff and we can bring them up as well.
Okay, praise be to Allah. So I only have 2 of the many that are part of my staff because, as you all know, there is no way to successfully put on something of this magnitude without having like-minded individuals who are able to support you, bring about what it is that you've set out to accomplish. So I'm very thankful for the sisters who have stepped up to the plate, and they are like-minded. They see the importance of putting on these type of events, and they've stepped up to help support and make sure that our single socials are success. So the first sister that I would like to introduce is Sister Tia X.
Yes. Welcome, Sister Tia.
My sister.
Yes, ma'am. That's my ace right there. I mean, me and that sister can be on the phone for 4 hours.
Praise is
4 hours.
That's
one right there. So I appreciate Sister Tia and all her help, her suggestions, her inspiration, her encouragement, because you need it. You need it. So the next sister that I would like to introduce is my other ace, because I got aces around me. Aces.
Right.
This is a beautiful sister, Sister Doreen. She helps to her mind, the way her mind works. Like she's got questions. How is this going to work? That helps you think, in putting these things together, because whether people realize it or not, it's a lot that goes into putting on something like this. So you have to have people who help you think so you can organize it properly, because I don't want to be doing all the thinking. I don't want to do that. I need people who think and help me think and help me line it up, you know. And so she is that. This is Sister Doreen Muhammad.
Ooh,
Welcome, family.
And last
but definitely not least, not on no scale. He can't be.
Nope.
Stop, won't stop.
It is none other than our, Brother Frederick is amazing. I appreciate him, all of his hard work, all of his support, his encouragement. He's amazing. And we're putting on another event that's going to be, connected with the Single Social. Right. And so we're working together to make this really something nice. But I want to introduce Captain Brother Frederick Muhammad.
There he is.
Yeah. All praises due to Allah.
Praises. So y'all, for real, like, these are my people for real, like four flat tires, 1, 2, 3, 4, literally flat tires. These are my people for real. Like, it's not like we talk like for real though.
Right.
So listen, we have questions, and listen, I was laughing, right? Because brother, you ain't catch this one right here. First of all, hey, he's FYI.
I didn't see that one.
Hey, you ain't ready. Listen,
yeah, Mir Rashid tuning in.
Listen, I am so excited about this show right here.
You better be coming to Jacksonville, brother.
That part.
Right.
Coming on Facebook
from
like
Chicago. This. You better stop playing. Don't be telling me no FYI. You better get a Southwest ticket.
See what the prices are.
Act right, sir. Act right.
Comments on this platform right there.
When I saw it, I say this is going to be a great show. I'm like, they ready. So I'll just listen. We gonna just get right into the questions, brother. Get it out, brother.
Say less, Sister Khalila. Sister Angela, I'll begin. Sister Angela,
yes,
what motivated you? What thought? How did this thought come into your mind about organizing and hosting these single social programs, especially for Jacksonville? And really, it's for the Nation of Islam, because you have more than just people in Jacksonville attending your event. You have from all over the nation attending your event.
That is correct.
If you could please expound.
Yes, sir. So this started, I went to a single social. It was my first single social in April of last year. Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia were hosting an event in Miami. It was absolutely phenomenal. I had a wonderful time. I enjoyed the layout, everything. I learned so much. So talking to Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia at that time, I asked them, I said, well, it was my first one. So I was like, how often do you all do these? And the response was once a year. And I was like, okay. So I started adding some stuff up, and I was like, once a year is an opportunity for the believers to get together and, in a setting like that, to potentially come across a mate. But that's kind of like time is a setting. Right. Single. But it's like, that's time is coming. It's against us with that, and so talking to some sisters, talking to brothers, Allah just put the idea in my mind. It was like, I don't feel like I'm single, right? Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, they do a lot with the married couples and everything, but we're single. And what is wrong with us trying to put something together for us, for the singles?
Mm-hmm.
And work.
That's right.
That, I don't feel like they should be responsible for everything when we can do it ourselves. That's the mentality of not looking for someone else to do it for you. We need to do it ourselves.
Right.
And so the idea came to me. These sisters right here, and it's a couple more that, I had this conversation with, and that gave birth to the idea. And we went to work. And so this will be our third event that we're putting on by request, because to be honest with you, we were only going to do one. And we wanted it to spread like wildfire, which, you know, it has. But people enjoyed it. We enjoy putting it on. We have such a wonderful time. And here we are.
Crazy. And I listen,
Beautiful.
I'd be so nosy. I'd be like the auntie at the event. When look, I'd be like this. So you ready to get married or what? Because I am honored to be actually one of the chaperones of the event. This would be also my third year being a chaperone.
But you ain't just a chaperone, ma'am. Come on in.
Praises be to Allah. And I'm also a part of the, you know, the single social event club. Trying to, you know, get some preparation and everything. And I love it, because the beautiful thing is I want for my sister what I want for myself.
That part.
I love when they say, hey, this is what I want. And I'm like, hey, we gonna do it. We gonna get it done. And I'm just it's such a beautiful exchange. And it's not even about just knowing again, this I'm gonna get, it's all about getting hooked up. No, it's actually a knowledge-based center.
Right.
You're really learning how to be effective as a single righteous believer, right?
Yes,
a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
So to the group, we gonna get into some meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? Courtship. Why do you feel that official courtships are not exercised or pursued as much as it should be amongst the singles?
Operative word is official, right?
The word is official.
Oh, okay.
Not
wait,
up on it.
Sister Kalila.
Okay, go ahead.
Sister Kalila, you mean like if I go through Mark Zuckerberg, like through the inbox and the DM,
right?
You mean that he can't be my FOI captain?
No, he absolutely can't.
I can't do that.
right. No, absolutely. Just official. And let me explain what official is, because a lot of people, and I have to expound on official, because a lot of people don't know. I'm going to assume that they don't know.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
If you can, Sister Angela, explain to the audience what an official courtship at the start point and how that process works.
Okay, so an official courtship, when you see a brother, no, I'm gonna start with the brothers. Brothers, when you see a sister that you are interested in, the proper way to go about pursuing her would be to find out who her captain is in the city, make your request known, you put in courtship papers for that sister, and that begins the process of courtship. That's official. Once you have put the courtship papers in for the sister that you're interested in, she has the option of accepting or declining based upon once it's received and she sees everything. And here's another thing that I don't think we're aware of, is that the sisters, even though this doesn't happen often, and it's not necessarily considered a popular approach, that sisters may inquire about a brother. And I know we don't pursue brothers in that way, but some of us don't. But it's okay to inquire about a brother that you're interested in. And but that's official. It's once it's gone through the captains and it's the courtship's been accepted on both parts, then you're official to go ahead and pursue. The courtship process should have a lot of interrogation. I'm not going to say interrogation. That's not the right word. Because people really do feel like they be interrogated. But
if we're using the term court,
but,
a lot of investigation.
But here's the thing: is what I've come to find out is people look at it as though it's an interrogation. If they don't,
it's not.
They're exactly, but they're not inclined to want to answer questions when they're feeling like they're being interrogated. But the reality is, you want to get this. You want some discovery. I need to discover you. I need to find out who you are to make sure that I'm making the right choice for myself. But it's not just for me. I need to be able to give the information that you need about me to make sure that you're making the right choice for yourself, right? I don't want to make that decision for you by presenting something that's not, it's not true. It's false evidence. I want to present to you the reality of who I am so that you can make that best decision for you. So I didn't mean to go left on that, but yeah, that's the process for going into a courtship. And an official courtship is it's going through the captains. The captains are, and everybody knows that you are in a courtship with this person. That courtship does not have to be publicized to anybody else, but the officials are aware that you are at that time in a courtship.
Okay. Right. Sister Doreen, that same question, why do you feel that we are not doing official courtships anymore? Because normally it was like an honor to present papers, because right now, you're making your word bond. You're presenting the papers of actual facts to someone who you feel that you would like to actually, I love that word, explore, or take it a step further, possibly, during the courtship process. Why do you feel that we're not doing that anymore?
That's a very good question. I think that some people are intimidated by the process. They don't want to be turned down, just like, in the world, when, you ask a girl out and she's like, no, I think they don't want to be turned down, but this is how you get there. How do you get to a place where you meet someone where you want to ask questions? And courtship is not a marriage. You're just asking questions to see if you all are compatible, to see if you all could possibly be helpmeets one day, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You have to move on,
Right. Praises be to Allah. Tia, same question. Why are we trying to hook up and not hook out? What's going on? What's up with the people?
It could possibly be that if the males may feel they're not financially there or stable enough to take care of that MGT and provide for her to the best that she needs to be provided for. So they are afraid to put in paperwork.
And they have no idea that the MGT will only build you up and not break you down.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Brother Cat, why do you feel they won't come to your office to put in official paperwork? They just go right past you and just all of a sudden, I'm married now. Why is that happening?
Well, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it different because, I got to speak towards the men because,
yes, sir.
I'm in that field. The first thing is, I think that we need to start putting more emphasis in our class about courtship. They don't have a lot of people. They just don't have the knowledge. They really don't have the knowledge because it's not really being taught like it should be. It just and the thing of it is this. When Sister Angela, this is very interesting and very important. See, a lot of times, say for instance, if somebody want to meet a sister, right? If someone want to meet a sister, that right there, that point right there, how is that person going to come to? How's that person? I see a sister. I'm at event. I see a sister. How this person is going interact to find out what city she's in or where she at, but without introducing himself. So a lot of times that's intimidated to a brother. They feel like, man, I like, this the courtship, official courtship. We know what the official courtship, but the interaction and knowing that if you're not at a event that you can really meet people at, or if you just at an event, you just socializing like Savior's Day or anything, and you see somebody, wow, she look interesting. But how you gonna find out? That is kind of why people like, I don't know, I got to find out a different way. I might have to go on her Facebook and inbox her, and you see, so we got to figure out a way to, for men. I'm talking about men. They come to man, brother, and what can I say? Because like, hey man, go ask her. But is that the proper way? Go ask her, say, Assalamu alaikum, sister. My name is Brother Frederick. What city you in? Then you find out what city she in. Then you can go to the captain and, you say, Brother Captain, this sister I met, she's in this city. Can you go through the proper procedures? And that's the intimidation that brothers have. I'm just being straightforward.
Praises be to Allah. And this is why this event that we're going to be actually highlighting, that it is so important. And also too, just to bring some beautiful thoughts out of, Sister Angela and her staff. It's like, hey, we need to get married. So we don't need to have these events every year. We need to have these events quarterly, So this is and again, it's a beautiful exchange. It's hard work. It is hard work. The staff works, fearlessly, tirelessly. It's the braces, y'all. They are tired. We be on the phone. I mean, it was one time we was on the phone like 11 something, almost 12. I said, hey, y'all, I love y'all.
I got to go.
I got to go. And it was like, okay. Like it was 3:00 in the evening. That's So these sisters are working hard to make this a success. So yes, I praises be to Allah. And thank you so much for your answers.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah.
Yes. So, Sister Angela and others, why is the single social event so important for singles, and why should they attend this particular event?
Why is the single social event so important? Okay. And this is kind of going back to what Brother Frederick was saying is, how else, no, let's be real. In the Nation of Islam, we don't move like people in the world. We don't have, we're not out meeting people in clubs. We're not out, partying. I mean, the way that the world typically comes across meeting people, we don't really engage in that type of interaction, so to speak. So you have to ask, then how do we go about meeting other singles? It has to be something set up where it allows us to have that interaction where we're comfortable understanding that, look, this is okay. This is why this is set up. We want the brothers to engage the sisters. We want you to talk. We want you to see if there's any chemistry or if there's a compatibility there. And this is a safe space. It's chaperoned, supervised, and you have a wonderful time as well. To me, this event, because like I said, this is our second one, and we've learned as we've done these, we've trial and error, what to do, what not to do, how it comes up, the best way to get the most out of the believers in the amount of time that we have, giving everybody the amount of time that they need to interact with one another and engage one another. And, so we've learned. But the other thing that I learned from this process, and I know you all can bear me witness, is there is nothing like being amongst believers. Period. I mean, if it's Savior's Day, if it's just going out to the mosque, there's nothing like the energy, the spirit of being amongst believers. And
Right, that's right.
phenomenal time.
Right.
Say that people were telling me, Sister Angela, in that amount of time that we were there, I felt spiritually rejuvenated because the spiritual energy is so high amongst the believers. We're feeding off of each other. And of course, we want courtships to come out of these events, and they have. But at the same time, you get an opportunity to meet brothers and sisters that you never met before. You're able to build an affinity with believers that I had never seen. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of them I talk to now. I was talking to somebody last night that was at my last event. You know, I wouldn't have known this person had it not been something like that. But it's a beautiful experience to come together as believers, and we get a chance to experience one another. I'm telling you. It's phenomenal. And if you are looking to complete half of your faith, if this is serious for you, if you are intentional, because I've been talking about this, if you are intentional about this, then Jacksonville, Florida is going to be the place for you to be.
Praises be to Allah. It sounds like, that sounds like one of those songs. If you're serious, if you want to make it. That's old school. Y'all know that. Praises be to Allah. I know that's right.
Praise be to Allah.
Sister Doreen, same question. Why they should be in Jacksonville at this event as singles? Because keep in mind, this is an elite group that's going to be participating in this event. FOI and MGT, the best, right? So if y'all the best, y'all gonna be marrying the best, so why they should be at this event?
Yes, ma'am. So Jacksonville, Florida is the place to be. And I say that because when the MGT and FOI are in a arena where we can actually talk to one another and we can discuss questions about what you want in a mate. What are you looking for? What you going to bring to a marriage? And then you have other people in a room, and that's something that they're looking for. It's something that they can provide. If that's what you're asking for, then that gives you the opportunity to talk to them and ask them further questions, And this is a righteous environment. So you are allowed to sit there and talk to them and ask questions. Because I'm just thinking of on the real, day to day, we all working, grinding, day to day. We don't have a chance. We don't have enough social events where we have time to sit and talk and discuss with one another. Hardly anything, So this is a great opportunity where we're going to have 4 days where we're going to have time to discuss. And you can, in that amount of time, ask those pertinent questions. So this is not where we can come and just socialize, which is wonderful. We're going to get that time to have some fun events, but we're going to have the serious time where we can actually have the personal time to ask questions of one another. And that's important, because if you're intentional and you're sitting here year after year and you're not married, and you're thinking about your last relationship and, how I was hurt in that relationship, or that didn't work out, you're stuck. But God wants you to what? Be married. It's half your faith. And if you're serious, and we are, right? We're on a journey towards Allah. Then we have to be just as serious in finding that life partner that's going to be with you for your life. And if you're that serious, you want to come and have those conversations. So come on down to Jacksonville. You're going to have fun and possibly meet that one.
Praises be to Allah. And that's Jacksonville, Florida, not Jacksonville, North Carolina. Go ahead.
Right. Mississippi.
Yeah. See ya.
Yes, this in Jacksonville, the social event is where you will be able to, we have it set up where you can see like several aspects of a person's personality or life and how they move. You can see them be competitive. You can see how they respond just around other members of the nation, MGT. You can have, like my sister said, Sister Doreen said, you can have conversations, and you can find out right that moment, like, hey, have I found that one? And the best part, you get the fellowship. The fellowship is like awesome, just so awesome, and it keeps us involved with one another. So we have a lot planned, different activities on different days to where we can have time to socialize, engage, ask those questions that need to be asked, and to see people engage and respond in different atmospheres.
Listen, when you said Sister Tia competitive, boy, listen, I got to share this, y'all. So, and listen, we're laughing because that's just how much fun we have at these socials. Like, really, we had a game. I don't know if it was taboo or whatever the game we.
It was taboo.
And when I said you really saw competitive, you really saw that smiley brother over there be like, "Rrr." I was like, okay. You know, and then you see the serious sister become very witty, you know what I'm saying? No. It was just a beautiful exchange. And taboo, look, Sister Fire, taboo. And it was just a beautiful exchange. Shout out to also one of our beautiful couples who also do chaperoning at the event, Sister Farah and Brother Al. But it's when I say we have an amazing time, and you talk about 4 days of this nonstop. I mean, come on, you can't expect anything else. The floor is yours, Brother Tony. Oh, right. Or is it mine?
We didn't hear from Brother Frederick.
Brother Frederick.
Yes.
Yes. Brother Frederick, why should they be in Jacksonville, Florida?
And particularly, as one of the comments says, the experience has been that more sisters show up than brothers. So, Brother Frederick, come on with it now. What's up?
Well, I'm gonna say this. In all my years, I've been in the nation for a very, very long time. I never had the opportunity to really be at a social single. I never, as me, the way I grew up, I never, I always heard about it. Man, you have fun, you get a chance to meet. And, I'm just like one of those brothers, I didn't really know what it entails. Cause man, if I'm going after sister, I don't want no competition. I'm going after them, so I'm just telling you how it is, And yes, I've been married, and I'm not going to go into what it is, but I am going to be really single, and I might even try it. But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I talked to a lot of brothers and sisters that been to these events, and they say, man, it's really fun. You get the chance to meet people, and you get a chance to just socialize with other single people. That's important for up and coming brothers and sisters and people that's been around. It's important. You got to understand. We might have 2 events per year. You have the National Training Savior's Day, right. And sometimes you might have World Day of Atonement. We started local, so we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of we got to wait a whole year to go to Savior's Day, and then 9 times out of 10 when you go to Savior's Day, you be ready, but man, you be doing so much. It's just so much, and they do have events. So when Sister did this event, I'm gonna tell you why it's very important that you should come to this event or any social event. Is number one, you got an opportunity to have fun and meet other members of your faith and of your nation.
Yes, that's right.
And then at the same time, we don't, man, okay, if you want to go out to the club or you want to go, you're not going to meet somebody
No.
you're not going to meet somebody as beautiful as that sister, that MGT. You see what I'm saying? And then the other thing that I say is that you got student minister Willie. He's going to have a session where you can learn things so that you can learn how to really go after someone. You see what I'm saying? And then you have to learn. You even me, I want to, what the hell? I got to learn how to go after somebody that I want.
Well,
So
brother Frederick, if
yeah.
I may, you not only learn about that in those workshops, beloved, because I attended through Zoom last year, and really in these workshops you learn more about yourself and what you need and what you want.
Mm.
And so that is the most important part, because many of us are maybe of the mind, oh yeah, I just want to be with somebody, but you haven't taken time to learn yourself and what
Right.
your needs and what is required of you to even entertain the thought of courtship with an MGT.
Right. And that's what I heard, that is in those sessions that you can sit down and really learn, learn how to go through the procedures. And I just close out with this note is that look at the entertainment that you have. Man, where you could go, you're gonna go on I see Sister had you're going on a boat cruise, you're gonna have dinner.
Hmm?
Man, just all this here, and you're gonna have a time to socialize, and then we put the dance together too. Oh man, man. Well, what else? Where else? That you got to show off something, man. You got to show off something. So, Sister Angela, and I want to say this to Sister Angela: whatever you did these last two times, and this is the reason why I think people, all the believers, everyone should come. A brother came to me, and it was a brother. I ain't gonna say his name, but he came and he said, "Man, the sister put on that event, and they heard how many people came, and they say, brother, Frederick, did you help her?" I said, "No, I didn't help her." He said, "Man, brother, you should help the sister when she put on another. You should tell her, man, whatever you need me to do it." And so when I came to Sister Angela, I told her, I said, "Sister Angela, the next time you put on an event, whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it." And man, when I tell you, man, it's so much, man, that people that do these events, and you mean to tell me you can't come to this? Man, this sister doing all this, and you cannot come to this. This is why you should come to this single social.
Praises be to
Right.
Allah.
So I just want to say that.
Praise
Praise
be
to
to
Allah.
Okay, so it's okay. So I know this was some meat and potatoes, but this might have some meat with a bone in it. That fish with the bones in it. This question is, how active should you be in the process of finding a spouse or a mate? Or should I leave it up to God?
That's for me. That question's
That's
for
for the
me.
group. That's
Okay.
for the group. We can start with you, Sister Angela.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I think, how active should you be? I think a couple of things should factor into that.
Mhm.
We have to be honest where we are, in mentally wise in the pursuit of a relationship. We really have to take time when we're single to be looking at ourselves. We have to be evaluating where we are. Are we healing properly? Are we, working on advancing ourselves? We have to do a lot of introspection. Based off of that, I think that can determine how active you need to be. I don't think we should go for a prolonged period of time of being single, and I dang
Mm-hmm.
sure don't think we should go for a prolonged period of time without even attempting a courtship. Not if you're intentional about seeking marriage. Um, when we're You know, I remember the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I was having this conversation with somebody. He was saying how, you know, as Muslims, we're kind of adopting the mentality of the world. Like singleness is becoming a lifestyle. But as Muslims, that's not our way. It's not our way. So with that being said, I think as Muslims in the Nation of Islam, understanding, you know, the importance of marriage, we should be active in seeking marriage. I'm always happy when I hear people telling me, even though they haven't, you know, necessarily found the right person, that they're still looking, they're actively seeking. This is no mystery God type of thing that's going to happen. I mean, you can sit around and wait for that mystery God if you want to. I'm not telling you, hey, you do you. But I don't believe that. I believe that if you want something and you're intentional about it, then you go out and you make it happen. You have to create these type of settings to bring into fruition and into reality what it is you have in your mind. You can sit around and wait, and I tell people this all the time. And I'm not trying to be funny, but in a way I am. But you know, he's not going to show up on your doorstep like an Amazon package. She's not going to fall out of the sky like Mary Poppins with an umbrella and land on your doorstep with her bag. It's
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So you have to be intentional about it, and you have to be, because some they were talking. I was listening to everybody, Brother Frederick, Sister Tia, Sister Doreen, and everything that everybody was saying really basically was rooted in fear. There's a fear factor that's attached to us moving. Well, fear stagnates you. You won't move.
Yes.
You won't move. But if that is our goal, and that is for marriage, then these events that are set up, not just in Jacksonville, but in various cities all over our nation, we have to be in attendance. It's not just going to happen. There is no mystery God. I promise you it ain't.
Praise be to Allah. All right, Sister Doreen.
Yes, ma'am.
We gonna wait on our board, as they say. No, we gonna, you know, hey, and the pursuit is, listen, you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad also indicated, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say, women don't have to be thirsty, or women don't have to be, you know, so aggressive. But there's a way that you can get the attention of anyone just based off of our femininity. The way we move, the way we operate. We don't have to say a word. Our femininity attracts the world. So, Sister Doreen.
Yes, ma'am. You said, why should we, how intentional should we be? So just in thinking about the sisters and how we are not usually the ones that, you know, pursue brothers, right? We're trying to find mates, but if we're in the same spots, just think about this. You've been in the same city for 15 years.
It seems like you're talking about somebody, Sister Doreen.
You wait 15 years and then you still waiting. But if that person is not in that city, how are you finding them? Are you just waiting for that mystery God to walk through the door? Or are you going to go and visit different mosques? Are you going to go to different social events in different cities, possibly? Are you going to create an event? Let's do bowling. Let's do whatever it is, skating. Make some events. Like you said, we don't have a mystery God, so we have to make it happen. And if we are those gods, we have to make it happen. So it's okay to travel. It is. We have how many mosques in the world?
Right.
To different states, different cities. It's nothing wrong with traveling.
Right.
And you want to, and if you really are looking for a mate, you might want to go to that study group on Friday night, so you can actually hear what they have to say and what is on their mind.
All right.
That's probably the most important place to consider to find your mate, right there.
Yes.
Friday night study group.
So it's very important if that's what you're asking. And you have to make it intentional.
Praises be to Allah. Okay, Sister Tia, why are we, should we just be, really actively, and actively is the root word is act, right? And especially for women, because a lot of times, with women, we attend to be silent while the brother that we might find attractive, going with somebody else, and they like, hey, I liked you too, So how active should we be in our pursuit, or should we just be waiting on God?
Like Sister Angela said, there's no mystery God. So if anything is going to happen, we have to activate the God in us and make it happen. And we have, like Sister Lorraine said, we have to go to different malls, different study groups, and different events within the nation, and make ourselves seen, and so we can see what's out there also. But
Right.
sitting back is not gonna make the Jack in the Box pop up and say, "Here I am." Take it.
Praises be to Allah. Okay, Brother Frederick.
Yes.
Well, Brother Frederick, I've been knowing you for a very long time, and I already know what your concept is, but I'm gonna let the audience.
Well, brother student, Minister Tony, I'm going to say this, as a student captain, we always teach the men to be active and to preparing yourself to get married. We push that. I don't, but a student minister, it's okay to say what we push in our class. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we push that. I push it. Man, look, man, you have to be active. You can't wait for God. God is in the center of He's going to be in the center of your life when you go out and meet. You keep God in the center. So you go through a lot of things with God. The spiritual knowledge of God to find your mate. Yes, you use that, but you got to go out there. You got to be active. So first of all,
brother Frederick, I can't be that brother that's gonna be like kind of like a robot. And
you ain't gonna get the MGT, man. They fiery strong. They want to. If you like that, the MGT gonna make you stronger. She probably gonna make you stronger. Because what I'm saying, if you 10, you see that's, man, look, I better get myself together. But you have to be active. You can't just be sitting down talking about, oh, Allah, send her to me. It ain't gonna come like that. And unfortunately, in cities, we don't want to just go to mosques to really try to meet people, but like it said, it's get to the point where you can't really, you 9 times out of 10, a lot of people, you find mates in mosques and people get active, but you sometimes it's just, we so much family, so you got to find places to be active, like this social single. This is the place.
Right.
You go to the national training, and then very important, that's how you got to get active, but at the same time learn how to, this is the problem for men, because 9 times out of 10, it's an honor just to have a sister say, man, you interested in me, praise be to Allah. But very rarely do you see that. But it's the man, he has to learn how to interact with it has to be taught, because they get afraid. They like, man, I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm active, I'm going in places, and I see somebody, but damn, what do I do, brother captain? And me, never been to a social single, never been Man, go ask the sister, man. What you know? So, man, go ahead, bro. Ask the sister. Greet the sister. So
Encourage
that
it.
has to be introduced the proper way, you know. So you got to be active, Sister Kalita. You got to. You
Praise
can't.
be to Allah.
You got to, man.
I think, Brother Frederick, that your response right now in part answered this question here. Perhaps you could add a little bit more. Sister Nakisha out of Tampa asks, how can more brothers be inspired, encouraged to attend these single socials? In my past experience, it's usually more sisters than brothers. If you could address that.
Man, listen. Um, Brother Mark, student, sister minister, Brother Mark, he told me, he said, Brother Frederick, it'd be more sisters than brothers. And I was like, yeah, I'm just learning this. This year, I've been in the nation since 1975. Been with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan since 1984. And I'm just now learning that, you know, I heard about all these social singles and all this stuff, and it'd be more women, more sisters than men. What it is that we as captains, we as student ministers, we have to keep it on the minds of the brothers. It only comes up when the event come up.
Mhm.
So now the event come up, then, you know, brothers, you know, like, can I just say this, brother student, Minister Tony?
Come on, brother. This is your platform. Go ahead.
Okay, brothers get intimidated. They get a little. I'm just saying to the MGT. I'm a student captain. I know this. Brothers get intimidated by the MGT because they just get intimidated. I don't know why. I mean, what's you afraid of? The brothers have so much respect for the MGT, and you know, it just I don't know what it is. I don't know the mannerism. I don't know what take place of, you know, I don't know if this MGT, if y'all too strict or, you know, I don't know, but brothers come to me and they say I'm just a little intimidated, brother. You know, I'm very intimidated and I don't know what to say, man. Or if I say something, man, sister might report me, you know. So I hope I answer your question, brother.
Yes, sir.
Brother student minister Tony.
Praise be to Allah. And we have so many other questions in the chat.
The questions are rolling in, Sister Khalid. I'm gonna go ahead to Sister Angela and to anyone else that would be in a position to answer. Can you discuss the type of success that have come out of these out of organizing these single events for the members of the Nation of Islam?
Say again, the amount of success.
If you have any success stories that have come out of these single events that have been organized.
Yes, we do have success stories.
And Sister Angela, I'm sure the success stories is not necessarily marriage,
right?
But it's a lot broader than that. If you could expound.
So, I consider the single socials a success based off of participation.
Come on.
Because if you think about it, the people that come to the single social, they're taking a leap of faith. We don't know if you're going to meet your potential. It's a possibility, right. You know, but you're taking a leap of faith that it could potentially happen. And to me, that says a lot. So we've had some courtships that have come out of the single social, which is a blessing. That's what we hope happens. But even if it hasn't, you've already set your intention. You've already proven to yourself how serious you are about trying to find that person, complete half of your faith. by even just showing up. So even though we're giving the event, we're putting it together and everything, really, if you look at yourself and what you're doing, the sacrifice that you're making to come to Jacksonville, stepping out on faith to see if your potential could be here, that's a success to me, you know. So we have had, unfortunately, we didn't have any marriages, but we have had courtships that came.
Yet.
Inshallah, inshallah, it's gonna happen. We have no plans to stop this. I never saw this as something that needed to stop. I think this is something that needs to be perpetually going on. But yes, we have had success. If that's what they're looking for, did we have any courtships that came out of it? Absolutely, yes, we did. But I look at it, like you say, Brother Tony, on a broader scale, because those who showed up, even the believers who took the opportunity to connect in to Student Minister Willie's courtship workshop via Zoom, it states intention. You want to get the tools, you want to get the information,
right.
You want to make sure when that time does come, I'm prepared for this. I know what to do. I'm going to go about it the right way because I have a goal, and that goal is ultimately marriage. So you're being active, proactive in accomplishing it is what you've set out in your mind. And that's for a lot of us. We don't want to go through this life by ourselves, you know, and we want to be married. And I wonder if I could put this in real quick, because I didn't say it the last time, but I was talking about something that the minister had said about these social settings. And Student Minister Willie had mentioned it in his book, A Message to Single, Courting, Married, and Divorced Believers. But what he was saying about the social settings, he said, but the critical part of male and female relationships is in setting up a social context where men and women can meet each other under proper circumstances that do not degenerate into vile speech or actions. Every mosque should set up proper social circumstances for single brothers and single sisters to meet each other. The proper setting is not at clubs or places where women are disrobed and men try to pick up a woman for a one-night stand. So this is why
excellent
social events are important. Now, my mind is, what he say do, I want to be found trying to do.
That's right.
So, you know, and that's part of it as well. You know, we want to be obedient to the instructions that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has given to us. So, yeah, I hope that answered your question, Brother Tony.
It does.
Brother Tony, can I add something to what she said? Can I add something?
Please.
See, the brother it was a brother that asked that question, right? It was a brother that asked the question about is any success.
Well, no, I asked the question.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna tell you this here. If more people will come to these events, right? If more people will come, more sisters, more brothers, all the age that you should be able to get married, if more people come, you will have more success. You will have more marriage. The less of the people that comes, you see, you understand what I'm saying? The more success. And I just wanted to add that, Sister Angela, I love that speech and what you just said. And that's what I believe the Honorable Minister Farrakhan is talking about. Having more of these socials, you get more people, more opportunities to get married. I wanted to add that.
And then also too, an FYI, you know, as we would been checking, you know, for people who have been actually registering for this event, it has actually been more brothers than sisters.
Praise be to Allah.
So I'm just like, y'all know,
you just made Brother Frederick very happy.
But the thing is that was the question for one of the sisters, because it is true that statistic is true. However, stay tuned, because again, like Brother Frederick just indicated, your participation is very important to balance off, how many participants that are going to come. So register. We're going to give all that information after the show.
That's right. All right, let us proceed.
Oh, may I make a comment?
Oh, please,
Yes,
Doreen.
absolutely, please.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was the success for me was because my first one was the one we went to in Miami. Was that last year? Yeah, the one in Miami. It was my first time, but the success was I'm sitting at home before this happens. I'm sitting at home and I'm like, am I ready? Should I go? Am I going to be on, put on the display? And that's how a lot of the sisters, why they stay away, is because they feel like they're going to be on display, and they don't want to feel that way. And I'm trying to tell them, no, after I went, I said, okay, so like, we going, you coming? I'm like, okay, I'm going, and to go and experience it for the very first time, because I had never been to a single social until last year. I love the way they put it together, because you're not on display. You're sitting down at the table, across the table from brother, and you're sitting at the table with brothers and sisters, and you're discussing different questions that, you want to know about one another, about your character traits, about what you like, what you don't like. And then from those conversations, you can say, I like what that brother said, or I like what that sister said. And then when we have that break off time, you can go and talk to that individual, and you're still, being chaperoned in the same room, but you get that chance to talk and ask more intimate questions, so you can find out if you want to pursue a courtship. So
Right.
I found that was very wonderful. And then when we came home and did ours in Jacksonville, and we had it was a wonderful time, because we just enjoyed each other's company and had a good time, with the brothers and sisters. And it gave that experience to learn more. I learned more about myself, sitting there when they ask these questions. Okay, well, what do you really want in a mate? Like, you go thinking like, I know what I want, I want A, B, C, D. And then you're like, well, but then they ask you, well, what you bring into the marriage? You're like, wow, what am I bringing? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I'm bringing. You ready for that? So it's exciting to hear
Good
talk
God
about
Almighty.
what they're gonna bring, because you can say all day what you want, but what are you bringing to the table? And that's very important. And it gives you a chance to work on yourself, and also to learn the proper etiquette of courting. What is acceptable, what is not acceptable. When should we talk about this subject matter? What is off the table? What can't you talk about? Is there anything you can't talk about? So that those are some of the things and workshops we have, and then you become more comfortable with just talking. It's a wonderful thing. So you all should definitely come.
May I?
Yes,
Let's say
Angela,
something
go
really
ahead.
quick. Sister Doreen just hit on a very important point, and it's about communication. When we have relationships, and the reason that a lot of our relationships fail is because of improper communication. You cannot have a relationship or relate to anyone without communication. And so the single socials are set up that way, where it gives us an opportunity to have that communication, to get ready to develop that type of foundation, where it may lead to something that, is marriage, or, into the courtship, but you have to have the communication. If we are not communicating, I don't understand how we expect to move forward. You have to have that aspect. But the way that our structure is set up, we have to have events such as this, which allows that to happen. And so, that's important. She just hit on communication. I just wanted to let everyone know that that's the foundation. You have to have proper communication with each other to establish these type of relationships where we're able to relate to one another.
Well, all right. Yes, communication is key.
So, Tia, did you want to add to that?
I can say what was successful. I can say for me. I speak for For me, I thought I knew everything that I wanted in a mate, what needed to happen, at least from what I thought from coming in from the world, what was in what I was taught. But when I started getting closer to the event, it
Mm,
started dawning on me that I really don't know. I don't even
mm,
think I'm. So by going to the events, I was able to learn what to expect, what a courtship is, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, the importance of marriage, the importance of uh, communicating, the importance of just everything it takes to be in a marriage and make a marriage successful. Things that I thought I knew, but I really didn't know. So the education part was very, very, very good for me.
Very important. Yes,
It
ma'am.
really is.
Absolutely.
Brother Tony, can you go to the audience for our next question?
absolutely. Let me pull one of these questions up.
The audience are ready, boy. The audience is
Oh
like,
man,
man, I
we
got
got questions
questions.
galore here.
Y'all
All right.
playing.
My brother over here and our brother Eugene X out of Tallahassee. Assalamu
Hmm.
alaikum, brother Eugene. I'm going to read your question. It says here, I have two questions. You see, now you're squeezing two questions in one, brother. All right. I have two questions regarding this conversation. One of the sisters mentioned that in the Nation of Islam, sisters don't normally pursue brothers. Is that something that is a restriction? Number two, in our lessons, we are taught that all FOI not married must qualify to be married. What is meant by qualification? Mm. And so
Yeah.
please chime in, family.
Well, I like to take that one
Which one?
because
Which
the
one?
one of
Number
the
two.
qualifications,
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
because when just say all the brothers listening, um when a brother asks to be in the courtship as a student captain, you want to make sure that you are able to take care, provide, or at least have some type of income that's sustainable for the one that you're going to in courtship. And if you're not qualified, this is what makes you qualified. You can't get married if you're not having no income.
You
It's
gotta be
just the bottom
gainfully
line.
employed. I think that's the language.
Gainful employed,
Gainfully.
income, working, or a business, goals. Uh, you know what I'm saying? You can't get married if you living with your mother. You know, these are the things that get yourself in the position to get married. So we don't never want to get in the way of someone um that want to go on the courtship, because a lot of things can come out of that. You never know. But to get you, this is what qualifies you. This is how a brother, that's why they say the captain, he has to know that person, and you come through the captain, and he said, brother, I mean, you know, you might have to kind of go back a couple of months and get yourself ready, you know what I'm saying, and then come back after that. So that part of the question I can answer.
Yes, sir.
And now you
Praise.
know what? That's a great, very good point that you made, brother captain, student captain, because there and that's care, and it's not only care for the brother, but it's also care for the sister, because a lot
Right.
of times these courtships they come into play, and when these and then this pursuit of marriage take place, then it's like you didn't know that this brother was not didn't have a job. You didn't know that, oh no, because he told me this and he told me that. Okay, well, was it done properly? Then chances are the courtship wasn't even done
Right,
properly,
right.
because if it was done properly, you would have known these things that took place, especially if the brother and sister is honest and the pursuit of the courtship. And that's very honorable of you, brother student captain, to identify if a brother is not ready. And it's not like as they call it, blocking, right?
It's just, it's just
Really,
tough.
It's
Yeah,
love.
tough love.
it's love. It's really love, and it's love on both sides, and I appreciate that.
Brother Captain.
Yes, sir.
We can't just be Ubering around. We have to save up for a car. We can't just use Cash App as our bank account. We need an actual bank account and have some savings.
Yes,
We need to prepare for marriage.
that's right.
And we're not going to do it thinking that the mystery God is going to take care of it all. There is no such thing.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
No. But going back with the first question here that Brother Eugene asked, one of our sisters mentioned that in the nation, sisters don't normally pursue brothers. Is that something that is a restriction? In our lessons, we are taught that all FOI are. I'm sorry, no, that's the other question.
Yeah, that first question.
Is it a restriction? That's what we want to get to the bottom line.
I don't think it's a restriction, and I don't think that Sister Angela specified that, because she said it's not normal,
right?
For a sister to pursue a brother. However,
right,
you can inquire.
You can definitely inquire, because it's been times that I have seen sisters, and they do it in a way that it's so, beautiful, and it's still
subtle,
still keeping her femininity, still keeping that suave approach to say, hey, how are you? Even the questions that are asked will let a brother know that,
right,
hey, this sister might be.
If the sister is really interested in the brother, she will let you know.
She will let you know.
Right.
I always told him, Brother Tony, the handkerchief method.
Yes.
Drop the handkerchief.
Yes.
Drop the handkerchief.
Hold up now. What kind of method?
You don't know nothing about that?
No, I don't know about that one.
Oh, he picked it up.
Hey, but I want to say this. I want to say this to all our listening audience, and I just want to say this in behalf of the brotherhood. It's an honor for any MGT to even inquire about a person. It's honorable. I just, praise be to Allah. And I just, it don't happen often. It did happen once with me. Sister asked me about another brother, and I thought it was honorable. Wow, man. You know what I'm saying? And Sister Angela, you did answer that question. It did answer the question. So the reality, I just want to make sure that the ones that ever participate in these social singles with knowledge, it is not prohibited for a sister to acquire about a brother.
Right.
Sister Camila, your husband commented.
Uh-oh. We got some soup coming.
Thank you for your comment, Brother Sean.
Listen, call me Sister Khalila Muhammad Esquire. Yes. Took him straight to court, baby. Put him on the witness stand. Hold your hand up. You solemnly tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do, Your Honor. I put him on the court. I put him there and wasn't afraid. And we can't be afraid to ask these questions, because again, this is my life.
That's right.
And I'm putting him before my life.
That's right.
If you love your life enough, you're going to ask the questions that will save your life in the future.
That's right.
So you got to ask them.
Shoot, right.
I even had my sister captain, Sister Latrice, ask him some questions.
That's right.
Ask 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 questions.
Ask the questions that I don't even remember. I'll be like, "Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one." Have your sister tag team.
Yeah.
Because if a sister knows you and you ain't really getting those questions out, hey, sister, what you think I should ask them?
Right.
Brothers
You
ask
know?
1,000 questions too.
Yeah, and likewise. And likewise.
Right,
So
definitely.
I want to even add, you know, to and I think brother brother Mark for giving us this information, and it's the Nation of Islam General Rules for Muslim Courtship. It's specified here right in the, like the middle part of the page, and it basically indicates examining each other in courtship. It specifies the Honorable Elijah Muhammad instructed the female to check out her courtmate, who may be her prospective husband. Do not just take him from face for surface level.
Yeah, that's
Check
right.
out his character. Take notes of the type of friends he has. Because you heard what it says, birds of a feather flock together, right? You
Sister
can't
Kalila,
so yes, sir.
both parties must be completely honest with each other and
Absolutely.
with themselves.
And with
Themselves first, yeah.
themselves.
Don't be
Yeah.
sugarcoating nothing to yourself.
But I
Something that
wanna
seems like it's gonna work, you know.
I wanna
have a
add something
conversation.
though. I
Yes,
want
sir.
to add something, and you know I got to be advocate for the brothers. I'm gonna have to be advocate for the brothers
As you should.
because I'm gonna have to. But I want to say this: I agree with that subject. There's no doubt in my mind. But when we go to these social singles, and this is why I hear about the knowledge. We have to learn how to ask these questions because this is the things that can intimidate men. Man could be a man could be the man could be serious. I'm talking about he could be
Right.
serious, interested in you, but
Right.
then you come with these questions like what you talked about before. You interrogate them, and then you see, man, I'm just telling you real.
Mhm.
We got to follow through the communication through through the courtship, but it's a way you do things that you can have a good person that could be your soulmate. But the way you start asking these questions because of what you believe, you're gonna just destroy you, man. Like, God damn, man, I'm just being honest with you. It should be a guideline on how we communicate these type of questions in our courtship, in the mannerism, because that can hinder a lot of connections. Am I making sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So just like Sister Kalita, just like what you just said right there, man, I did right then and there. That man, heart stopped pumping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being honest with you.
You
But
know,
Sean,
One-
you're
huh?
right.
Right. One very key thing in the questioning, there should be no judgment or condemnation.
That's right.
Right,
There has
right.
to be a rational decision in the mind. Okay, there's some issues that need to be worked out. Can I handle it? Should we proceed forward? Is the brother or the sister actively working on those issues? And so that leads to further
I
conversation.
like that, brother. I like that. I really do.
Listen, and as an FYI, if you know who I am, I have a very, very as they call it, loud spirit. I like to have fun. I like to, but I know when it comes down to business, I know how to be serious. And the questions are not aggressive questions. They are very firm questions. So my husband, when I asked these questions, listen, my husband is a man. I already knew I was dealing with. So when I asked those questions, he was like, bring it. I was like, I like you, Hercules.
I feel like he's about to make a comment, Sister Kalila.
But Brother Sean had to after you asked the question, Brother Sean had to check himself into the hospital. I'm just messing with you. Hey man,
Look,
God, brother
Look,
Frederick, man, who is this sister? Hey man, that's Sister Kalita, boy. But you
yes,
understand what I'm saying, brother student
yes,
minister
sir.
Tony and all the sisters and
Yes,
all the it's this I'm just coming to you how men are,
yes, yes. Praise
I just gotta be honest.
look, bro, I told you he was gonna comment.
look.
Short and sweet.
I'd like to make a comment on that.
Yes,
Please.
sir. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, and I was in a courtship from one of those single socials, and it was wonderful. It was a
Praise
courtship where, because, and I say it's wonderful because you learn more about yourself.
Mm.
Through the questioning, like and it's not an interrogation. You can make it what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
You are asking questions and you want definitive answers. You want people to be straight up with you.
Mhm.
So you want to be straight up with them. So they asked me a
Right.
question. I said, don't ask me a question that you really don't want to know the answer to. Because some people, they want to ask, but they don't really want to hear the answer. I'm going to tell you. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be straight up. So, and that's the way I like people to be with me. So like you said, you're in a courtship, we're not out here hiding stuff. If they ask the question, answer it.
Answer it.
Because if you hide that, then that could be something that comes up in the marriage that you didn't,
Right.
and you want it to work. So in order for it to work, you have to be upfront with people. And you don't want to get into something that's not going to work. So, and you're not going to,
right.
If you don't inquire, you're never going to find out.
Well,
So you
sister,
have
I'm
to
gonna
be
say
very
this:
upfront.
if someone is answering a question and the courtship ends based on the answer to the question, I mean, both parties obviously can, there's something there that can't be reconciled. Whatever it is, I don't want to. I really don't want to travel to your city, or I don't want to move to another city, and it's okay to say something like that for whatever reason. It's just it's not gonna work, and both parties do justice to each other by agreeing, okay, this is not going to work.
Right.
Straight up. Sister Felicia, I believe you have the next question.
Yes, yes, yes. So, sister, this is to all of you all. What words of inspiration can you offer to those who have given up on finding a marriage partner after past failures and so-called lost time?
Man, I could answer that question. No,
Go ahead, Brother Frederick.
Listen, my sister, I'm gonna tell you. We always know that we want to keep Allah in the center of everything, but never give up on. If someone out there is meant for you, so you can't give up because everybody's not meant for you. Just because you see someone and you say, okay, if that person is not meant for you, the spirit of Allah, God, He's gonna let you know. So it might not be it might not be that one. And the student minister, brother Abdul Biyah Muhammad, taught me. He said, brother Frederick, you know how he taught, straight up.
No, brother Frederick. He said, brother Frederick.
Brother Frederick.
There you go.
You got to keep going. If you don't see right here, you got to keep going. Be respectful. You got to keep going because it's going to happen, and it's meant to happen. It's just going to happen. So don't give up on. We all of us, man. We not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect, but someone that's a good enough for you will come along. So never give up. Never give up. Go to these social, go to the, save your money. Listen, look, man, this is all we got. These events, no matter what city, Minister B, I said, you got to broaden your scope. You just stuck in your city. Go to Savior's Day. Go to Miami. Go to Arizona. Hit these places up, man. Enjoy your life. You only got one life to live, and I guarantee somebody gonna love you. And that's what Minister, he said, somebody gonna love you.
Somebody gonna love it.
Somebody gonna love you.
Yeah.
You know, and
So
the
I
beautiful thing that you mentioned, Brother Frederick, in regards to, never giving up. My sister just commented, and she has a beautiful exchange of fellowship with her husband. And this was her first time being married in her 50s. So for those of you who say, "Oh, I'm 50, it's over," like Kevin Samuel will always say, 50, get up, you're on the clearance rack and all that stuff. Child, my my sister got her one, and he's a good
right.
one. Praises be to Allah. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Brother Lewis Muhammad.
Never give up. Never give up.
We have some more questions from the audience. I'm gonna post this one. I'm sure that this is a low. This question is gonna we're gonna experience a lot of dialogue about this one. What about meeting on social media?
Uh-oh.
Oh. I mentioned earlier about making Mark Zuckerberg, our FOI or MGT captain, meeting the brother or sister in the inbox. Is that the proper way? And I think the answer here is
No.
And my question is,
go ahead.
what are we talking about in the inbox? What are we talking about in the IM, our DM, or whatever M it is? And keep in mind, if there's not two questions that are coming out of that exchange, are you single, and what is your sister captain's information? Then
And that's it right there, sister.
after that, I mean, you wait on the call.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, yeah, is it how can I put this? Is it okay to do that? Well, I don't know how mature we are to go there.
If it happens, Sister Kalila, let me say this.
Yeah,
it has
because
to be done. No, of course, and it does happen all the time.
Right.
But look, it needs to be done the proper way. Like,
Right.
look, sister, I love what you comment on social media. Can I get the city that you live in? Or if you see that the sister lives in a particular city, look, I know I don't know sister from a can of beans. I just see these beautiful posts that she posts on social media or whatnot. Because in truth, we don't know each other really on social media like that.
Not
We
at
see
all.
each other in pictures.
Right.
We might give some details about some things that we experience day in and day out, but we really don't know each other on social media. Mother Tainetta, may Allah be pleased with her. She said that you really should not court someone that you don't know.
Right.
And or that you're not familiar with. That was her exact language.
Right.
You're not familiar.
Right.
Right. And so if you see someone and there is some interaction on social media, I would say go ahead and make that situation halal.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
Put the restrictive law in there. Go to your FOI captain and pursue the sister in a righteous way.
And brother student minister, brother Tony,
yes, sir.
To answer that question is not wrong, but you got to be proper because you don't want to engage in idle conversation. If social media is a way to meet people regardless, this is everything. But as Muslims, brothers and sisters in the nation, if you see someone on social media, because before we even had any of these platforms, that's how we used to communicate with other people. But you have to, if you see someone, you keep it modestly, like, brother, what city you from? Sister, what city you from? And then go through the proper channels, and all they could do is say yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And you can have conversations like, I love what you're saying, what you mean, explain those type of conversations. But the intimate conversation, as a courtship conversation, you want to go through the proper channels.
Right.
You want to go through the proper channels. So it's not wrong to meet someone on social media, because damn it, we can't. How else we gonna meet people if we don't go to the social single,
Right.
That's right. That's right.
right? You don't
Yeah.
go to social singles. You don't go to Savior's Day. If you miss one Savior's Day, boy, you got a whole year to meet somebody. And there ain't too many social singles coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. That's how
Yeah,
I feel.
this
Go
brother right
ahead, brother
here,
Sadiq.
he met his wife on social media. Well,
See that?
praise be to Allah. And then he said, look, and I met my wife's sister, Felicia Muhammad.
Yeah, see, yeah. Say her name, brother.
Say my name. Well, praise
That's
be
right.
to
See that?
Allah, brother.
Social media.
Well, praises
Come
be
on.
to listen, that's called a diamond in the rough. Because I know some sisters that is some sisters and brothers, they are just frauds when it comes down to social media. They bring their fraud
I've
representative,
encountered that.
you know, on social media, and when you see what they really dealing with, they living in a cracker job box. So your prayers was answered in a way that you found who you needed to find on social media, but that is not our way. So praises be to Allah. May Allah continue to bless you and Sister Beautiful Felicia in all of your endeavors. Praises be to Allah. Here we go, another one. I met my wife.
Come
May
on.
Allah be pleased with her on social media. So I hit her up. Her minister and her captain of, and the rest was history. Praises be to Allah. Because okay, but
You hit up. Wait, Sister Kalila. Let's get the language right. The language right. He said, and so I hit up her minister,
right, her
and
minister and her captain. Okay,
and the rest is history.
Right. So again, hitting up, going in the inbox. Two questions.
Not hitting her up.
Well, hit, you know what I mean.
Right.
But two questions. Are you single? What's your sister captain or your brother captain name?
Right.
The end. You know, so yes.
Hey, you know what? Can I ask a question?
Wait a
Yes, you may
minute.
ask the question, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
And this is to Sister Angela, Sister Doreen, and student minister Sister Kalita. You see what you just said on social media? Listen to what we just said on social media, which I agree. He asked the question, you know, are you single? What city you from? Then he did the right procedure. When we started this thing, and the question that you asking is, this is the way if a brother or sister can interact if they're not on social media? Question. Sister Angela. I mean, like you, like you know, like this. What brothers come to me is like, brother, I seen a sister. I don't, brother. I don't know. You know, I'm a cap. You know, like I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of no MGT or whatever. If I'm going to get married, I'm going after it. I ain't afraid. But brothers, man. So all I know, this is all I know. Man, go ask her, speak to her, ask her. So that's, you know, that question is, I think that's something that needs to be handled. You know?
Well, the question, like you said, it's a beautiful question, but the thing is, we shouldn't be going back and forth with those exchanges back and forth, you know, unless some courtship papers are in the making. So I agree with you, brother Frederick. There should be some type of exchange, if again. But this is why this platform is so beautiful. This show is so beautiful because guess what? This is where you need to be in Jacksonville, Florida, so you don't have to go through social media.
That's right.
You can see them sister live and full fed.
You get Perspective FOI and MGT live in person.
That's right. And look, this is it. Hey, are you going to the singles social event in Jacksonville, Florida? That's the question you should ask.
Meet me there.
Meet me there. I'm
You're
gonna be in the
interested.
place
Meet me
to
there.
be.
Shoot.
Right. There you go.
Uh-huh. Now, I think there's a good way of ending our program, Sister Kalila, as we're towards the last, I think, 50. We're really at almost an hour and 45 minutes into this program.
Yes.
This is one of our longest programs.
Oh wow.
And of course, your husband has to ask the question.
Right.
He says, he has a beautiful question right here.
Oh.
How should brothers and sisters prepare themselves for a single social to make themselves more attractive or stand out to a potential court mate?
I like that question, babe.
In what aspect of self should we beautify?
I like that question.
So I would say it's always best to be who you are, be yourself.
Come on,
Yes.
You know, when you present yourself at the single social, just come not being some, you know, with a facade of being somebody that you're not. Represent yourself in the comfort of who you are, knowing who you are, and that's important. And I mean, to me, that makes somebody stand out. You know, you're being comfortable. And here's the other thing, and I have to say it. I'm gonna make sure I reiterate this point at our meet and greet, that this is a singles social. It is not a mosque event. The brothers and the sisters are not separated. You are free to talk to the sisters, brothers. Okay.
Again, Sister Angela, I
This
shouldn't
is
be
not a
I shouldn't be a
mosque
robot and be like all the way over here.
I mean, it was like, you know, I'm like, it's okay.
Right.
This is the
Right.
time. This is
That's good to know. That is good to know.
Yes, this is the time that you have to be able to do this freely. Don't feel confined as though you cannot approach a sister or talk to her or sit next to a sister. You have to understand that this is the environment that we're creating for you to have that time to actually do that. And it's okay. It's safe to do that. Right. So I think, yes, I would say what's attractive is going to be you being yourself, you presenting yourself as you are. And that's what I would say. So in preparation for the event, now y'all ain't okay. Now we having a dance, right? It's a black tie.
Man, talk about that.
It's a black tie ball. Okay. Now when you come to this ball, there we go. You want to represent. You want to represent. You want to look good. We want to see how you look when you dressed up, brothers. We want to see that as the MGT. We want to see you in different clothing and how you are when you're comfortable. We want to see you in different settings and how you are when you're relaxed. We want to see different settings. So I would say just, come as you are. Make sure you're dressed to impress, brothers and sisters. But just remember, do not forget this. We are also coming to have a good time. Okay. We're coming to have a good time with one another and, experience the energy and the spirit of the believers as well. So.
Right.
And brother, while she's on that topic, Brother Frederick, please, if you can talk about the black and white tie ball. Let's tell them how much fun we're gonna have, because I'm gonna have fun regardless.
Listen, I first of all, I want to thank. Can y'all see me? Okay, because I see
we have the flyers on the screen.
Yeah, no, I just want to say this. That first of all, I'd like to thank Sister Kalila, my fellow labor. Brothers, student minister Tony, and my beautiful sister. I miss you. I haven't seen you I really miss you coming. I know that's the sister. I miss you. I just say I don't know
Praise
your
be to
name, but I
Allah.
miss seeing you.
It's
I,
Praise
Felicia
be to Allah.
underneath
Sister
her.
Felicia.
Right,
Yeah.
underneath
Sister
her.
Felicia. So I want to thank y'all for having me. But this, first of all, I'm gonna just take a little minute. When Sister Angela, like I told you, brother told me to do what and I did ask her whatever I could do. And we had a event committee, and we're doing a fundraiser for a mosque. We wanna get a big mosque that can hold 2, 3, 400 people. Man, we going big. We want to get a mosque. So we doing certain fundraisers. And so what I thought of an idea, and I brought it to the event committee, which Sister Angela is on the event committee as well. And I said, we want to do it. We picked the date of September. And then they said, well, their event is in September the 26th. And I say, well, why can't we do a dance and make it, man, classy? Man, we classy people. Man, we dressing up like the BET Awards. And they came up with the black and white ties. Brothers talking about tuxedo suits. But this is not just for this is for Muslim members, family, and friends. And it's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. So this is a time now for the single social. Man, now you could come and you could get your 6-step in, man. You could get your electric slide in. Imagine you what is it? Whatever you call it, man. You electric sliding with your new mate. You know what I'm saying? And you just getting it in, man. You dancing, you looking good. And listen, I want to say this. Brother Sean said a very beautiful question, because brothers, man, you don't want to come to the single social and the dance just looking any kind of way, man. Presentation is always good as a man, grooming your hair and your suit, man. You're smelling good and you're looking good. So it is, man. Look good. Don't come with no t-shirts that got holes in it, and I'm just saying. But you want to come to this social thing, you want to be dressed up, you want to be sharp, and man, just man, we're gonna have a good time. But the point is we raising money for the mosque, and you're gonna have a good time.
And Brother Frederick, tell them the caveat, the new caveat. So that price, that $85.
$85
What do you
is
get
for the VIP. VIP, you're gonna get some of the best service. You're gonna get gifts. You'll be able to get the all your special drinks are free, no alcohol.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then the regular price is $55. And you want your virgin daiquiri. It's a fee. It's a fee because we're doing a fundraiser. So, and those are the sensitive. So, man, we big time. So we want to go VIP in our tuxedo or whatever, black and white. We going VIP. But if you don't want to go VIP, you can go the way you want to go. But it's going to be an event. Just think about it. Brothers and sisters. We don't go to clubs, we don't go to parties, man. But this is how we get down. Just coming, you ain't got no liquor, you're not smoking any weed, and you're just having a good time, socializing with friends, families, in the single social. Man, that's gonna be crazy, huh?
Sister, can you actually put the information in our chat of the actual website that they can actually go on to register for not only the dance but also for the social event? And I can actually post that for you as well. So listen, we're gonna have fun. I have no idea. Listen, y'all have no idea we're gonna have fun. But before we close, we do have a wonderful, wonderful part of our show. This is the end of our show, and it's called the Knowledge Corner. When you gain knowledge, you gain power. And Sister Felicia, if you can honor me with reading the Knowledge Corner.
She's on mute.
Oh, you
Okay,
on
I'm
mute.
muted. Yeah, thank you. I would be more than happy to. Yes, yes. So, the Knowledge Corner. What is the meaning of true love? In our lives, we all desire love. But what is the true meaning of love? The word love has a lot of different meanings. I love coffee. I love my girlfriend or yeah. I love this game. How can we define true love? How does it feel? What does it look like? True love is more than a feeling, a sensation, something you just say to please. True love is the sincere desire for the well being of someone else. True love is patient and kind. It's not jealous, it does not brag, and it is not proud. True love is not rude or selfish, and it cannot be made angry easily. It does not remember wrong done against it. True love is not happy when others do wrong, but it is always happy with the truth. True love never gives up on people. It never stops trusting, never
Mm,
loses
mm, mm.
hope, and never quits.
Mm,
Obstacles for true love.
mm,
Often true love is hard to find.
mm,
There are there are so many obstacles in life that withhold us from giving and receiving love. Unbelief, pain, experiences from the past, suspicion, possessions, dignity, and fear. What is your obstacle?
mm.
Just take some time to find out for yourself. You may overcome your barriers to find true love.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Sister Felicia.
Yeah.
And that
Thank
is
you,
Absolutely.
man.
our Knowledge Corner.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Listen, y'all, listen, we going to, oh,
There it is right there.
Tashana, boom. Here it is, Jax66events.com. I repeat, Jax66events, that's plural.com. That
Come on.
also includes for the black and white. Oh,
Oh,
that's for
sorry,
black and white.
pardon.
It's all right.
Okay,
Pardon. Okay, go ahead.
remix.
Got it back up.
Okay, so that's for the black and white tie event. I thought all this was combined. Okay, moving on. The next one, jacksinglesocial.com. This is for singles to register. For singles to register. FOI and MGT. Do not have us deny you and you know FOI no MGT. We will give you your money back, or it will be a small donation. So don't you show up here and we want to turn you away. So praises be to Allah. JackSingleSocial.com. Please register. Look, the flag. Oh, look. Oh my God. Listen, this is my baby. This
Oh, she said the
is
website
Tashana.
is flat. That's why I couldn't put the URL together.
Ooh,
Okay.
let me tell you something about the enemy.
So the website is jacksinglesocial.com all together.
Yes,
Yeah.
all together.
Just
Yes.
just imagine in your mind that it's all together.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes,
they've been
yes.
hating. Listen, social media has been hating on this event since
Absolutely.
A1.
Since we started.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, you know why? Because God is present.
That's
And when
right.
God is present, you know, the enemy always try to come between what God is.
That's
And God is everything that this social event is going to be.
Praise
So
Right. Praise be to God.
with all look hearts and minds alike, my brother Tony, you can take
Yeah.
us out.
Thank you so much, dear family, for tuning in tonight. One very important thing, Sister Kalila, before we close out,
Absolutely.
you already know where I'm going to go.
You already
Look,
know.
I've raised funds at the mosque before.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
raise some funds here. we need your support, dear family. What we do here is a labor of love. However, the streaming platform that we use, there is a cost. and other endeavors that we do with the 7th Region Coalition, look, we want to service you to give you more quality programming to help save lives. If you were moved by something that you heard tonight, something that impinged on your mind, like, man, I got to get to Jacksonville. I got to get myself prepared for courtship. I got to get myself prepared for marriage. Look,
Mm-hmm.
make a donation. It could be a few dollars. It could be, if you got it, you could put 5 on it. Don't sing the rest of the song though. Take me back to your former self. No, make an to help further this cause, and may Allah continue to bless you and your families. And thank you for supporting the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives.
Praises be to Allah. And then and then it's always at the very bottom. You can always go down to the bottom and look at the 7th Region Coalition 29, and that's $ 7th Region Coalition 29.
Right. We're emphasizing that because we recently changed our Cash App, and it's very important that you pay attention to that detail. So,
praises be to Allah. All
with
right.
that, family, it is 9 o'clock. May Allah continue to bless you.
They will be on the show. So, Closing the Gap is going to also have Sister
Make that
Angela
announcement. Yes.
and Brother Frederick on the show on
that'll
Saturday.
be like part 2.
They're
Yeah.
moving on
Part
up.
2 on Saturday.
Make me feel like I'm
If
important.
you're watching, we saw you commenting earlier.
Man.
Love it.
That's going to be part 2.
Part 2.
Let's please support. Let's share. Let's promote on social media. Let's promote to everyone that we say we love. Demonstrate that love by sharing the fact that our brothers and sisters are going to be on that platform, and share this platform. And inshallah, God willing, it'll save lives.
Praise be to Allah. Salute, Brother Mark.
Brother Mark, tuning in. Who will be back to these microphones very soon.
Yes. Praise be to Allah.
Can we also mention that for the singles social, those coming to the single social do get a discount on the dance?
Yes.
No, we changed it. It's all one set now. Okay. We had changed it.
You had some people excited out there, like
yeah.
Just made that comment.
Yeah, we changed everything to make it convenient for the price of $85. Just either $85, you spend $85 or $55. $85 is unlimited. You just got VIP. You're gonna be treated like a VIP that you are. And then
85.
Huh?
Might as well go for the 85.
Man, you're gonna get gifts.
Boy, I'm telling you, boy, I love it.
Unlimited. Hey, you know how we like our daiquiris, right? And our drinks and our cocktails. Yeah. The only thing ain't gonna be no liquor.
No liquor, no liquor. You gotta emphasize
but
that.
It's gonna be nice.
I'm excited, brother.
Right.
With that, dear family, we don't want to belabor this. And thank you for tuning in for the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.